Alright boys, so as many of you all know, ever since Season of Arrivals released, I have been absolutely grinding my butt off trying to get as high as power as possible, because if you all do not know, over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/myfi with _ at the end, I do raid help, and as of, well, now, I am also doing Prophecy Dungeon help, and me being as high as power as possible just helps that go a little bit more smooth. It just makes it easier for everyone. And because I have gotten my power up so quick, as of right now, I am 1059, about to be 1060, I had an entire script written on how you guys can level up insanely fast. I'm talking everything from min-maxing to properly doing your powerfuls in the correct order, to doing your pinnacles and when to do them and how to do them, and even how to like level out your lower gear to bring it up to light level that your highest weapon would be. So say you had, you know, weapons that were 1050, but you had some gear that was like 1039. I was going to show you how to bring those up really, really fast, all your other gear. And well, all that's pretty much just going to go out the window now, because there's an insanely easy way that you can get from like 1030 to 1050 in one night while you're sleeping. So yeah, if you enjoy the videos, then feel free to subscribe. I guess I'll say that. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get into this. So now getting into this glitch / cheese, whatever you all want to call it, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new engrams this season known as Umbral Engrams. These engrams, for anyone wondering, are pretty much normal engrams, except they're filled with darkness because, well, the darkness has arrived, and I'm not really too sure about the lore. All I know is that these things are absolutely godly when it comes to power leveling your character. I'm talking like 1030 to 1060 in a matter of like 4 to 8 hours. You can even be doing it while you're asleep. So yeah, these engrams work just like any other engrams. They drop a few levels below what your base level is, your base level being whatever level that your gear gets you to. So it is excluding your seasonal artifact bonus. So that means here I have a 1034 Umbral Engram, meaning I was probably 1036 base when this dropped. Now I could easily go ahead and decrypt all these and they would decrypt at the power shown on screen. So we have a 1034, a 1038, and a 1039. But that would be stupid. And that's because if you turn right around and go to the Prismatic Recaster, you can see here there is the ability to focus them. Right underneath Umbral Affinity, you will see Umbral Focusing. Focusing an Umbral Engram takes whatever power level it dropped at, immediately puts it at your current power level, and even has a chance to make it a powerful. So what I mean by this is, as long as you have an Umbral Engram in 50 Altered Element, you can take any Umbral Engram that has dropped, doesn't matter what power it is, and turn it into a focused Umbral Engram. So say I wanted the engram to be guaranteed to be one of the new weapons from this season. I could use the Pyramid focused Umbral Engram and I could focus it into that, or I could do the armor one if I wanted to do armor. Now, like I said, whenever you do focus these engrams, they will drop at your current level, guaranteed, at your current base level, that is. Now, there will be a 50-50 chance that whenever you get that focused Umbral Engram and bring it back to the Umbral Decoder, it will decrypt, I guess is the correct term, into a powerful, meaning that it could go all the way up to 3 levels above what your base is. So now that you know what Umbral Engrams are and how to properly use them when it comes to power leveling your character, how do you get a butt ton of them? Well, I'm gonna be showing you. It's gonna be involving, and you can probably take a guess, AFK farming and forges. Yup, it's back. It seems like every few seasons, something happens and people just start AFK farming and forges, and I don't understand it, but people love doing it, so I'm gonna show you how to do it. So in order to start with your AFK forge farm, what you're going to need to do is that you're going to need to go into your collections. Upon going into your collections, you are going to go over to flare and then go to miscellaneous. Here you will then acquire a mask. What we're doing is that we are dropping our power level to 750 or below. As long as you're below 750, you will find other people doing this method, meaning you will not ruin anyone else's gaming experience, because I mean, you're not going to be playing, and if you're not playing and you find someone that is playing, well, then you're just pretty much throwing. So yeah, go ahead and acquire a mask, and as you can see, the mask doesn't have a power level. You can go ahead and throw it on. As you can see, it drops me all the way from 1052 down to 922. Now, next up, what you're going to want to do, and not a lot of people know this, is that you can go back into your armor, go down to a leveling, and right here you'll see whites drop at, or about 20 levels below what your current base power is. But if you come right on down here to the bond, now this will also work on Hunter and Titan. You'll see your class item here. You'll see it's only 21 level, which is like ridiculous. So go ahead and take that. Now, upon me taking that, as you can see here, it drops me all the way down to 794. Now, we're not done here. We're going to go do something else just real quick. Go ahead and open your directory and go on down to the EDZ so we can visit old DEVRIM K. Now, upon arriving at DEVRIM K, you can go ahead and approach him. And what you're doing here is that you're buying gear. As you can see, all the gear here is going to drop at 750. So go ahead and acquire some boots, some arms, a chest piece, a helmet if you can. If you have the space, I guess I don't have the space, but you don't really need it as long as you have a few pieces, a mask, and a bond, or that one bond that I specifically showed you. Go ahead and throw those on, and as you can see, our power is gonna start tanking. We're all the way down to 685, and we still have on 1050 weapons. You can throw on a little bit lower weapons if you want to, just to try to decrease your power as much as possible. So go ahead and throw on literally everything that's the lowest possible, and you'll be ready to go. As you see right here, I'm 663, and I am ready to start AFK farming. So what you're going to want to do if you're on console is just plug in your controller. That's all you have to do. You don't have to rubber band your stick. You don't have to do anything like that. Just plug in your controller. As long as your controller does not turn off due to inactivity, then you're fine. If the game recognizes that the controller was disconnected due to inactivity, then it will eventually kick you, and we don't want that to happen. Now, on the other hand, if you're on PC, what you're going to want to do, because I'm pretty sure you're not trying to kill your GPU in the middle of the night, is just turn down your graphics settings. So what I recommend doing is going into your settings, going to video, and just capping your FPS at 30. You could do 60, you could do 30, just don't have it running at like 144 or 240, as well, you probably don't want all that strain on your computer in the middle of the night, considering that you're not even playing. You can also down your FOV, but it doesn't really matter because you're not gonna be playing anyway. And then you can put your graphics quality on the absolute lowest possible. And from there, you're good to go. All you're gonna wanna do from here is just go into the EDZ, go down here to the Forge, boot up the Volunder Forge, and just launch it. And from here, we can just watch it as it finds other players doing the same exact thing. We'll give it some time here. Let's see how fast we find some other Guardians. So I just stepped away from my computer for about a minute, came back to find two other people doing the same thing as me. One has a mask on and one just has, what is that? Like the very first armor, the white armor you get in the game. And they're both AFK farming as well. As you can see, enemies are gonna start to spawn. We will eventually die and the Forge will fail. Now the Forge fails faster than the game can realize or recognize that we are idle or AFK, and it will essentially just re-queue us into another Forge automatically. Now, I get an Umbral Engram every 1 to 5 forges that I do. So it's about a 1 out of 5. So that's not the highest chance or the highest rate. But if you're doing this for 8 hours while you're at school, at work, or you're sleeping, then by the time you come back, you're gonna have an entire postmaster filled with Umbral Engrams. Also, the same rate is for that altered element that I was talking about earlier. I'll get that every 1 to 5 forges that I do. So it's all up to RNG if we actually do get the altered element or the Umbral Engrams. As you can see right there, the enemies are despawning and the Forge is failing. And there we go. Now, one last thing I wanted to go ahead and show you all is how to properly use Destiny Item Manager to see which vendors are dropping at level loot. What does this mean? This means, say that your character is a base power 1043 and all of your gear is 1043 except for your boots and your class item. So go ahead and pull up Destiny Item Manager, link in the description, because I highly recommend you all using this, and go to the top left and click on vendors. Now over here on the left side, you will see a list of every single vendor in the game. Now what you're looking for is vendors with a little engram icon next to their name. So right here we can see Ashermere is one of them. Go ahead and click on Ashermere. It'll take you all the way down. And as you can see right here, Ashermere is actually glowing. His engram next to him is glowing, meaning that if you go to Ashermere right now and turn in materials, you will get drops that will match your current power level, meaning that those boots and that bond that were below the 1043 that I mentioned earlier, say they were 1040, well, if you get boots or a bond from him, then they will be 1043, which will even you out, meaning that then you can go back to the Umbral Engram decoder next to the drifter, and you can continue to get higher and higher level drops. But now I need something from you. Yes, you. I need you to put in the comments section how many levels you have gotten off doing this Umbral Engram farm. Personally, I haven't gotten any levels, as I just started doing it like probably 4 or 5 hours ago. And well, I was pretty much already at cap on all my characters that these Umbral Engrams can take you, because the max that they can go up to is 1050 without you being significantly over 1050 in gear. But yeah, I'm curious as how many levels you all have gotten. Have you all went from like 1010 to 1050 in one night? Have you all went from like 1030 to 1040? I'm curious, how many levels have you all gotten off of doing this Umbral Engram Cheese? With all that being said, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then be sure to drop a like, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.